Needless to say, the kids loved them. They kept asking for more information about gold and silver, and they wanted to know details like how I got the letters on without melting the piece. The parents oohed and awed. The presentation set the mood for the evening, and I felt like Santa, but better. Remember, he took credit for his elves' work. And now my jewelry lives on in the hands of people who will really treasure it. It was a great experience for me, and it got me thinking. I got even more out of it than I hoped. I felt great, very complete. I wanted to do it again. I gave of myself in a unique way, and it was fully appreciated. I had the perfect jewelry experience. I made it, I gave it away, and now it is being worn and loved. Which led directly to the realization that more people should give away more of their jewelry as well. It would solve a lot of problems and make people happy. I have many students and friends who are great makers. Some sell their work more than others, and some don't sell anything at all, but they all love to make. And it just seems unfair that the commercial system dictates that if you don't sell your work, you're discouraged from even making it all. There seems to be a disconnect here. People make for the sake of making, not for selling. But then they get seduced by the market. And if they can't sell, they get turned off, and their efforts might even stop. The problem is that many people like me make for the sake of making, not selling. Selling is an afterthought. So if that's the case, we need to support and encourage making aside from buying. If the problem is money, take money out of the equation and just give the stuff away. After all, that's really what you want, because you want people to have your work and enjoy it and wear it and show it off. Here are 15 quick reasons to give away what you make. Giving spreads happiness. It's better to give away your work than let it sit in a drawer. People will show it off when you wear it. Recipients will thank you every time they put it on. It's good advertising. Making and giving lubricates your creativity machine. You can plant seeds for the future. Keep the love going around. You may not be creating forever, so do it now. It's a great way to promote your work. You've got too much stuff already anyway. If you give it away, something will appear to replace it. It's good karma. It's a good excuse to make more stuff. And you make sure the ones you love have a gift of your work. But a lot of people are hung up on selling the work. They think they need to do it for validation. Their spouses may be questioning where all this money is going for your jewelry tools and supplies, and when will it pay off? Well, when was the last time your church dues paid off? Or how about your therapist's fees? Or your spa membership, or your yoga class? Some investments are made for non-monetary return. The problem with jewelry is that it is so tied to money that we are reluctant and even fearful about giving it away. Now, if you're a maker, you've got a lot to work with. For one thing, you have the ability to make gifts. Well, here's a way to beat the economy. If you're a maker and you don't have much money, why would you go into a store to buy a gift? Make your gifts. They'll be worth far more than whatever you can purchase. Your work has a deeper, more significant value than monetary. Jewelry has so many important qualities that add to our lives and our culture. Jewelry can be associated with events like vacations and specific memories and experiences. Jewelry can have social, economic, spiritual, religious, and other intangible attributes worth far more than a few bananas. Are you interested in immortality? You can achieve it through jewelry. You can give your work immortality by making sure it gets into the hands of people who care about it. And luckily, as makers, we can give lots of stuff to lots of people and live forever, because our stuff lasts forever. This week, an exhibit of King Tut's jewelry opened in San Francisco. The king has been dead for about 5,000 years, and yet his jewelry is still making headlines. Well, if Tut can do it, so can I. My jewelry could also be treasured in the future. As makers, we have a direct route to immortality. The stuff we make, and especially jewelry and precious metals, will last almost forever. And it will never be knowingly thrown away. Most likely, it will be passed down from one generation to the next. So always make sure to identify your work. Put a tag on it. Add your mark, your name, perhaps the date. Adding an inscription increases the value of items because it explains their provenance, as we've learned from the Antiques Roadshow. This talk is all over the place. By the way, I love this show. Every time I run across it, I'm instantly captivated. I can't change the channel because I love how people talk about art and jewelry and about finely made furniture and crafts. The Antiques Roadshow proves that if you want to live forever, you can do it through your hands. Now, if you look around these days, you might notice that a lot of people are not quite as happy as they were a while back. I don't like to draw attention to negative ideas, but the reality is that there are a lot of people who are walking around and are sad. They're stressed. Many people have been working extra hard to make ends meet these days, and in fact, we all suffer when a few of us have a hard time. Well, guess what? We've got a potion to raise the emotion. Jewelry. Yes, every time you give a piece of your jewelry away, you make two people happy. And that, my friends, lifts the emotions of all of us on this planet just a little bit. So if you want to change the world, you can do it through jewelry. I mean, everyone knows that jewelry is a real happiness accelerator. Giving it, receiving it, wearing it, looking at it, talking about it, making it, all of these experiences make people happy. So what better pick-me-up is there than jewelry? None. And what's the best part about jewelry aside from making it? Seeing someone light up when they put it on. Add 2 and 2 together and you get Adorn America. Makers giving their jewelry to adorn Americans. I came here today to start a movement. As of this morning, you can log on to adornamerica.com and get the first introduction to this movement. I am advocating that we evolve to the next level, to a post-commercial mentality. Really, it's just a return to pre-commercialism. I'm suggesting a new mentality for a new time. The most obvious solution to the maker's dilemma has been overlooked because of our preoccupation with money. And the solution to our lost happiness is to raise the quotient with small acts of kindness and generosity. In this case, giving away original creative jewelry. A lot of makers these days are not finding commercial outlets for their work. They're kind of frustrated by the limited markets right now. So give something away. It will grease the machine and prime the pump and get things going. When I started doing research about giving, I found a lot of wonderful, inspirational information on Deepak Chopra's website.